This is the Democratic Republic of Congo, home to 100 million people, the second largest rainforest on Earth, and underneath its soil, the single largest deposit of critical minerals anywhere on the planet. We're talking cobalt, coltan, lithium, copper, gold, diamonds. Not a little of these things, an estimated $24 trillion worth. That is more mineral wealth per square kilometer than almost anywhere else in the world. To put that number in perspective, that is larger than the entire GDP of the United States. Sitting in the ground, in one country, 73% of Congolese people live on less than $2.15 a day, the global extreme poverty line. And yet, 73% of its people live in extreme poverty. The DRC ranks 176th out of 193 countries on the Human Development Index. It is, by almost every measure, one of the poorest nations on Earth. So, how is that possible? To understand the Congo today, you need to understand what was done to it. Between 1885 and 1908, King Leopold II of Belgium ran the Congo as his personal property. Not Belgium's colony, his private estate. He called it the Congo Free State, which was perhaps the most dishonest name in the history of colonialism. His agents forced Congolese people to harvest rubber at impossible quotas. Those who failed had their hands cut off. Historians estimate between 8 and 10 million people were killed or worked to death during this period, half the population of the country. The reason this matters today is not just as a moral accounting, it is because of what it did to institutions. When Belgium finally took formal control and later granted independence in 1960, they left behind a country with literally 17 university graduates in a population of 15 million. No administrative class, no technical workforce, no functioning state structures. That was deliberate. The Congo was never meant to govern itself. It was meant to be extracted from. And here is the uncomfortable truth. That extraction never stopped. The methods just change. Today, the DRC produces over 70% of the world's cobalt. Cobalt is not optional. It is in every lithium-ion battery on the planet. Your phone, your laptop, every electric vehicle rolling off a factory floor. The green energy revolution runs on Congolese cobalt. So who controls those mines? Largely, foreign corporations. Glencore, a Swiss company, operates the 2 largest cobalt mines in the world inside the DRC. China's state-owned enterprises control significant portions of copper production. Mining rights have been sold, leased, and negotiated in deals that, when researchers have actually obtained the contracts, routinely show the Congolese government receiving between 2% and 8% of export value. The rest leaves the country. This is what economists call the resource curse. But that phrase makes it sound like bad luck. It is not bad luck. It is a structure. Here is how the structure works. Foreign companies negotiate mining rights with whoever controls state power, which in the DRC has often meant corrupt governments or military strongmen. Those governments take the signing bonuses and the small royalty percentages. The companies take the minerals. The minerals get refined elsewhere, mostly in China. And the Congolese population, who own the land, see almost none of the value created. Meanwhile, and this is the part that gets left out, the mining operations destroy the local environment, contaminate water sources, displace communities, and in the case of artisanal cobalt mining in Katanga province, employ children as young as 6 years old to dig by hand. The phone in your pocket may well contain cobalt that a child mined with their bare hands. I'm not saying that to make you feel guilty. I'm saying it because most people genuinely do not know that the supply chain runs through a 6-year-old's hands. And when you don't know, nothing changes. Here is where this gets bigger than the Congo. Global demand for cobalt is projected to increase 5 times over by 2050 as the world electrifies. Electric vehicles alone will require more cobalt in the next 30 years than has ever been mined in human history. That means the DRC is about to become more valuable, not less. And the question of who captures that value is one of the defining economic and political questions of the next century. There are models that work differently. Botswana, also in Africa, negotiated an equal partnership with De Beers for its diamonds. The government takes 50% of revenue. Today, Botswana has one of the fastest growing middle classes on the continent. Same resource, completely different deal.
Chile built Codelco, a state-owned copper company, and used the revenue to fund public education and infrastructure. It is not perfect, but it is a country that kept something for itself. The DRC has not had that, partly due to its colonial inheritance, partly due to decades of foreign-backed interference, the CIA-backed assassination of Patrice Lumumba in 1961, the 30-year support of Mobutu Sese Seko, who stole an estimated $5 billion from the state while Western governments looked away. Partly due to ongoing conflict in the East, which, not coincidentally, is where most of the minerals are. The instability is not a barrier to extraction. In many cases, it enables it. Conflict zones mean weak governments. Weak governments sign bad deals, and bad deals mean the minerals leave cheaply. The Democratic Republic of Congo is not poor because it lacks resources. It is poor because, for over a century, the systems around it were built to make sure its resources became someone else's wealth.